Hey folks, today we'll be working on this Porter Cable angle grinder. We've had this for maybe 7 years. It's really the best one we've ever owned. It's probably like $40 on Amazon. I don't think they sell them anymore. It's got the quick release guard and whatnot. Nice rugged paddle, switch, cord. I haven't had any issues with it except for recently. This end we had to replace. Again, this thing is like 7 years old, and we've burned through I don't know how many discs with this thing. This thing has a lot of hours on it, but this is the favorite one for both Alex and I. But it started acting funny, and I'll run it in a second. You can hear it, but from what I can see, it's time for new brushes. So we're placing those, and these brushes fit a couple different models. I'll put those in the description, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to replace those and see how it works after. Now here it is running. You should be able to hear that the sound is weird, not up to speed. You can tell the speed changes when you turn it and whatnot, and when you're going to grind things, it gets worse. That's actually better than I thought it would be. Anyways, so the first thing is, from what I can tell, is these screws here. This particular model does not come with extra brushes. Even some of the cheap Harbor Freight ones do. This thing's way more strong, more powerful than cheap Harbor Freight ones, though, and it's lasted a lot longer, as I mentioned. As you can see, this machine's built pretty well. All the pieces are quite good. There's the brushes in here. Trying to take as little apart as possible. So the brushes look like they're have a little connector on them. And you see a little spring in there. I think once that spring is kind of pushed to the side, this will come right out easily. Contemplated cleaning the armature in there. Maybe I will, one way or another. That's why I have some sandpaper here, really fine sandpaper. We'll see how that goes. I don't want to take this thing apart more than I have to. Some little needle nose. Get myself a little Harbor Freight J-type pick. Not much left of that thing. You kind of only fit one way. You want to make sure the wire's sitting in the right direction though. Fits in this little guide right here, down in here. But you can see there's not much left of that. Comparison. There's the old and there's the new. That's substantial difference. But that's one side done. Not bad. Flip it over. This side. You get a little carbon dust. Blow it out if you want to. Seems this is probably easier to put the connector in first. Guess you can't put the connector in first. That is in there. And make sure that the spring is able to push down on that, so you want that little braided wire in the right spot. Groove. Go down. Not sure how well this is going to work. Just making it shinier. That's what I'm shooting for. Armature to be a little shinier. You know, some of the debris. It's just going to get dirty again anyways, but if it helps, why not? That's better. Not sure how well you can see in there, but it's shinier now. Sure all the wires are tucked in their little grooves. Okay. Sure the switch works. Everything's spinning as it should. And the screws can go back in. Now, the first thing I did when this was acting weird is I pulled apart the cover and I re-greased it, but that wasn't the issue. I thought maybe it was binding out for lack of grease or something, but that was not the issue. One thing I always wonder when you watch people on YouTube using the grinders is why, I mean, I understand why people take the shield off, the safety shield thing, but they leave it off, and to me that's kind of seems like you're putting yourself in extra danger for no reason. These things sometimes explode, the wheels. Okay, I don't want to wear that. I don't want it in my face. This one comes off easy. If I have to take it off, I will temporarily, but I always put it back on because I don't want shrapnel in my face. I'll put a mark with a Sharpie on where the detent is to spin it and pop it off, and I don't know, it's pretty easy. Anyways, this is back together, so let's give it a try, see what it sounds like. Again, this thing is like 7 years old and has a ton of hours on it. Well, that's way better. You can hear it already, and so I remember what it sounded like when it wasn't working very well. What you heard at the beginning sounded better than when you're really using it and your brushes start to push away from the armature. So anyways, that's what we got. New brushes. This is a model, well, I can't read it anymore. PC60TPAG, I think, from Porter Cable. Really rugged machine. Worth the $10 I paid for these, even though, yeah, sometimes you can get the Harbor Freight cheapo grinders for $10. nothing like this thing. This thing is so much better. Anyways, that's what we got, and thanks for watching.